Welcome to Wrong Time Watch. My name is Kevin, and today we're looking at some mechanical hand wind field watches. And actually all three of these have movements that were originally automatic movements with the rotors removed to make these hand winding only. So we have the Islander collaboration with the Urban Gentry Rangemaster Mechanical. This watch was $320. Watch has been sold out. Then we have the Hamilton Khaki Field Mechanical, $595. And then we have the SWC Trench with the oxidized colorway. Looks like this colorway is sold out. I don't know if it's coming back, but this one for sure was a limited edition, so you cannot buy this one new anymore. So we have a flat sapphire crystal on the Rangemaster, which I prefer. Also have a sapphire display case back, looking at this nice Miyota movement. The Hamilton has a domed crystal, and I actually had, I think, 3 other Hamiltons, all with black dial. I had to sell them because the domed crystal just get too much reflection from the perimeter around the watch. Your surroundings, you'll see your surroundings in the crystal when you're trying to tell the time. And then we have the SWC here with a box domed sapphire crystal. I like the boxed dome because typically the top is pretty flat, so I don't get that distortion or reflection that I see with the Hamiltons. Okay, so on the SWC we have printed indices. Everything's printed on here. And I believe that logo right there is just an engraving of the brass dial. So you see that little star in the middle there? That's brass, and that would be the dial that's engraved through there, or machined, however you want to call it. But yeah, this colorway is really cool, and everyone is unique with the process they use to get this colorway. Not the easiest to tell time with, but it does look really cool. So I went with that colorway. 20 layers of C3X1 loom. And this does have the Sleeta SW210 movement, 8 beats per second, 42 hours power reserve, and it is hand winding, so we have that. Okay, now back to the Hamilton. So not much loom on this one. We'll compare the loom at the end of the video. The Rangemaster and the SWC both have good loom, so I'm curious to see how those two compare to each other. This one here is just little triangles, but it's really easy to tell time with this with the black on white. Conversely, white on black is also easy to tell time with. So I typically prefer black on white because I think the loom's a little better on those. But anyway, this has the H50 movement, which is based off the ETA 2824, 6 beats per second. So they lowered the beat rate, and then that increases, along with other things, the power reserve has been increased to 80 hours. So amazing 80 hours of power reserve. That's over 3 days. The winding is also it's very smooth on this. You don't even feel it. Probably don't hear that either, but there's nothing to hear. This one I feel a little bit of the winding it up. The Miyota, you definitely feel it. Nothing wrong with it, you just feel it. Not sure if you can hear that. I can feel it. I'm not sure if it comes across as an audible noise, but this one here we have printed indices, C3 loom on everything, and what I like about this watch is everything is white outlined, so even without the loom you can really pick it up with the white on black, and then everything is outlined in white versus the Explorer where the indices are gold, and then you have the loom filled into that gold or stainless steel color, and then this one here, like I said, everything is white, so just a nice additional pop of color and just makes it easier to tell the time with. So this has the Miyota 8N24 skeleton movement, 6 beats per second, 42 hours of power reserve, and I really like a display case back. Just when you're winding this, you see all the gears moving in here. It's at least 1, 2, 3 gears moving. I think maybe you can see that one over there too. Yep, so maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, I think 5 gears you see moving. So very cool. I just I just like what has gone into creating these movements that are based off of movements that have been around for hundreds of years. With the hand winding movements, just amazes me how people created these mechanical movements hundreds of years ago with just a pencil and paper before computer aided designs. Very neat. Alright, so let's go on to the case. So this is a bead blasted stainless steel case. You don't have drilled lugs. Push-pull signed crown, 100 meter water resistance. The Hamilton, this is matte stainless steel. I have to imagine that this was bead blasted as well. It's not brushed. And then we do have drilled lugs here. The lugs on this one are a little bit longer. It's really made for NATO straps. Push-pull signed crown, which really is what you should have for a hand winding movement, and that is good for 50 meters water resistant. Also has a signed crown, so you can kind of see these cases look very similar in color and finishing. Yeah, I mean, I would say they're almost identical, so I'm going to say they're both bead blasted. And then the SWC is a bit different here. We have a grade 2 titanium case, brushed and polished, drilled lugs, push-pull signed crown, and it has a hardened coating on here, which gets you up to 1000 on the Vickers scale. I believe stainless steel is, I think it's 200, so this is at least 5 times more scratch resistant than stainless steel. Titanium on its own is more prone to scratches. A grade 2 titanium is more prone to scratches than stainless steel. Grade 5 titanium is a little more scratch resistant than stainless steel. And titanium is, grade 5 titanium is not easy to polish. Grade 2 is, I would assume, is easier to polish due to that hardness. But anyway, 100 meter water resistant on this one as well. So the micro brands, 100 meter water resistant, and then Hamilton 50 meters water resistant. So let's talk about the dimensions. 45.6 lug to lug, 38.5 case diameter, so this is the largest case of the bunch. 9 millimeter thick, so it's also the thinnest somehow, with that domed crystal. It's thinner than the Rangemaster. 20 millimeter lug width, and this leather strap tapers down to 18. 6 millimeter crown. The watch weighs in at 48 grams, which is 10 grams lighter than the other two, and it's even lighter with the nylon strap. But I like it. I really like it on this leather strap. I think it just suits this watch so well, and it's a very comfortable leather strap too. And we do have quick release pins on this, so I think this is a very cool watch. Somewhat second guessing the color, dial color. I do like the dial color, but I'm just so used to, again, white on black. That's just how I do it, and it's easier to tell the time with. But kind of went out of my comfort zone with this one, and I really like how this looks. So move that off to the side. It comes with a leather pouch too. So let's go to the Hamilton. The Hamilton comes in the typical cardboard box. Lugs are longer on this, about 2 millimeters longer. 47.2 millimeter lug to lug, 38 millimeter diameter, 9.7 thick. That's not including the NATO strap, so add another 3 mils in thickness if you have it on a NATO strap. So I'm not really a NATO strap guy. And I'll get all these on wrist here too in a moment here. 20 millimeter lug width, and the NATO straps don't taper, so 20 all the way down. 6.4 millimeter crown, so a little bit larger crown. It's a little bit longer too, so this one is definitely the easiest to hand wind. Oh, I'm not sure if you noticed, watch that crown. See how it kind of just rotates back? Not a big deal, just kind of a little quirk there. And this NATO strap does have leather keepers, which is not really typical, and it's leather tipped as well. It's kind of a shorter strap. I guess I'll get all these on wrist in just a moment. So Rangemaster is the shortest tip to tip at 45.2. It's also smallest in diameter at 37 millimeter in diameter. 9.7 millimeter thick. 20mm lug width, and this fabric strap tapers down to 18mm, 20 down to 18. 6mm signed crown. And this watch weighs in at 58 grams. No quick release pins here. It looks nice on this strap, but comfort wise I prefer the other straps here on the table. Actually, my number one choice would be a nice bracelet. So let's put this one over here. The Rangemaster on wrist. If you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button. I really appreciate it. It really helps me out. Yeah, this is the cool looking strap for sure. There we go, got it in the hole. 2 fabric keepers. I've not worn this a ton. This watch is in on loan from my friend Andre, so there we go. On my wrist, 6.5 inch wrist, 52mm wristband, and lug to lug on this is 45.2. So looking at it, if I were to look at this in a mirror, then it would obviously look smaller on my wrist than what it looks right now. So now it looks very nicely sized for my wrist. All right, let's move on to the Hamilton. This is the only Hamilton left in my collection. I've been considering selling it, but I don't know, I'm on the fence about that. I just have too many watches, but I do like having one watch per brand. But anyway, that's good enough for, you know what? Does the keeper not move? It has to move. I just have it on my wrist a little bit too tight. So, longer lugs make the watch look a little larger, even though the diameter is on the smaller side at 38. And then you can kind of see it, you know, it pops off my wrist a little bit. I do have it cinched down a little bit tighter, so it doesn't look as far off the wrist. You know, I'm just not really a NATO strap type person. And then with this one, the lug's a little bit longer out. So when you put it on the leather strap, the gap is quite a bit larger in here. But for a NATO strap, this is great because then it kind of allows the NATO strap to sit down a little bit easier. And very nice and thin. And it's a good looking watch. Oh yes, we need to do the loom. We need to check out the loom after this. You know, it's funny, every time I pick this up, the case definitely feels light, but then the strap feels a little heavier, so the weight balance is just a little bit different than what you're used to, but it's still a lightweight watch. I believe on the nylon strap it goes down below, yeah, it has to go below 40. I think it's almost 35, if I remember correctly, grams in weight. And then I'm a little bit in between the sizes, so that nylon strap that it comes on is Velcro, so it's almost infinitely adjustable. Not really, but you can adjust it really perfect to how you want it. But this strap looks so good. It's titanium hardware as well, so very cool watch. They have, I think, 5 colorways of this one. Oxidized, white, black, gradient, which is kind of like in between black and this, kind of like it's fading down to this color, and then they have a really cool blue color. And of course the drilled lugs, nice touch. All right, let's check out the loom. All right, well, they all three fit on the table here. Islander left, Hamilton middle, and SWC on the right. So the Hamilton's you know, not even close. The hands are pretty decent, but the indices, I can see them, but they're just very small. So let's get the Hamilton out of the way here, and then we'll compare these two to each other. The Rangemaster does have good loom. The hands are nicely loomed. The indices, not quite as much. But the SWC just has amazing loom. All the SWCs I've had, loaned in, owned, whatever, they all have great loom. Actually, I need to compare all my SWCs in another video, but loom on the Rangemaster, nothing to complain about. The SWC just goes above and beyond. Alright, that will conclude this video. As always, thank you for your time and thank you for watching.